Yo, what is going on everyone? Today I am bringing you a brand new Football Manager 2016 experiment video. Now I have reacted quite fast to a bit of transfer news coming in regarding Liverpool, and they are pursuing Alex Teixeira of Shakhtar, the attacking midfielder who can also play at striker. I'm going to be moving him to Liverpool in Football Manager 2016. I'm going to give him 3 years at Liverpool and monitor his progress. Now I've actually looked forward 3 years to actually see how it looks at the end of this save before I've actually recorded this, and I want to go on record firstly and say if this transfer does happen, I believe he will be a success. And I'm going to give you a little spoiler, the game doesn't think so, but we're just going to go and take a look at Liverpool anyway. So we'll go into the Premier League. Liverpool, so this is July 2015, and I know he will be signing in January 2016, but I'm just starting it from here because it makes it much easier for the 3-year deal. And as you can see right here, Teixeira is in Liverpool already. So £25 million he's valued at. The fee that they're talking about in real life is around 30 million. Obviously Liverpool made a £24 million bid. That's been rejected. This transfer may not even happen, but I'm just covering myself just in case it does. And obviously being a Liverpool fan, I'm hoping it does. If we take a look at some of his attributes firstly, so first touch 16, you know, he's got a excellent acceleration. Natural fitness is really impressive as well. Pace 14, so he's not the fastest of players. Decision making, determination, flair, off the ball, teamwork, vision, work rate, all them stuff. Technique, passing, dribble and finishing. He's pretty much got everything, this guy. He's got quite a bit of aggression as well, which is quite funny. I don't think he's that tall. I've heard he's only about 5'6", 5'7". If you're 5'6", 5'7", you don't tend to have that much aggression, but we'll shortly see. So this is the first season. Obviously he's not even played for Liverpool or anything. He's joined on a free because that's what happens when you transfer a player. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to skip 1 year into the future as always. I'm going to take a look at his progress after 1 season. Okay, so we are 1 season into the future. As you can see, it is June 2016 now. This is how the Premier League finished up. I've changed the skin, by the way, you may have noticed. I've just gone for the regular Football Manager alternate. I really like the white colour skin for Football Manager. I'm not too sure why, so I've just changed it up for a bit. And obviously there's no face cam on this video. I wanted to do that because then you can get a full view of the screen. If you do like it this way, do let me know, and I'll keep doing my experiments this way round rather than having my face cam in the top right. But as you can see, Liverpool finished 5th. They were 5 points behind Chelsea, but we're not really too bothered about the league position. We are focused on Alex Teixeira himself. So if we go into the senior squad, and he is there. Let's sort it by average match rating. He is, whereabouts is he on there? Wow, he is right near the bottom. He's actually 3rd from bottom of the players that actually played, and one of them is Adam Bogdan. His value has gone down. I think he was 25 million, was he? He's gone down to 21 million now, but I can see why. If we head over to him, he's actually transfer listed and loan listed, which is quite surprising. But if we go to his stats for this season, he made 16 appearances, but 10 of which being substitutes. That's in the league, so he made 6 starts and 10 of which being substitutes. In all competitions, he made 9 starts and 10 substitute appearances. I couldn't even say substitute then. He only scored 1 goal, and it was a penalty, and he got 1 assist, and that is literally all he done. So no wonder he only got a 6.6 average match rating. Obviously he just wasn't used in the Jurgen Klopp team. Whether it is still Jurgen Klopp in charge, we'll take a quick look. He's still in charge, so Jurgen Klopp obviously didn't want to use him, despite he's the one trying to sign him in real life right now. If we take a look at the squad senior, the tactics that this team's been using, so that's actually quite a strange setup that they've gone for anyway. You know, they've got Joe Allen in the midfield, Emre Can's on the bench, Sakho's on the bench, Milner's actually on the wing. I would have put Teixeira in there for Milner if they're going to play like that. Firmino's up top, could have even moved him in there and changed the formation around a bit. Coutinho just behind the striker, so he's obviously just not been used at all this season. What else can we look for? He's listed, let's see his asking price. So they're only actually asking £18.75 million on him. Considering they would have signed him for £30 million, and they're already going to make what would that be, like an £11.25 million loss on the guy. It's quite disappointing. His attributes, they seem to have actually stayed relatively similar. I think a few of them may have dropped. If I can highlight it. So what we're going to do now is we're actually just going to take a look at the schedule for Liverpool and the other competitions, because obviously they only got 5th in the league and he doesn't seem to have made much of an impact anyway, but let's just see how they've done in the rest of the tournaments. So they were knocked out in the 4th round of the Capital One Cup by Manchester City, and they were knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup by Cardiff. Pretty disappointing season so far. Let's take a look at the Europa League. Actually, that's fair enough. Group stage wise, they won every game but one, and that was actually to Alex Teixeira's Shakhtar. Quite an odd one that, and surprise, surprise, he wasn't even in the team for the home match. What about the away match? Nope, yet again, he wasn't even involved, which is very surprising. They beat them 3-0 at home and lost 4-1 away. Then they got Celtic in the first knock-on round, beating them 5-0 on aggregate, before crashing out to Bayern Munich. So obviously Bayern Munich only finished 3rd in their Champions League group, and they do actually go and lose 3-1 on aggregate to Bayern Munich. So disappointing season for Liverpool, but more to the point, very disappointing season for Alex Teixeira. Let's jump one more year into the future and see how his second season goes, and see if he can improve on what he's not really done this season. Okay, so we are another year into the future. As you can see, it is June 2017 now. A few things I want to point out. Laporte, the centre-back, is actually the most man of the match awards, and he's at Liverpool with 12. But then something that's more notable and more important is Liverpool actually finishing 7th this year, behind Arsenal, City, United, Tottenham, Chelsea and Swansea. Surprisingly, they were a long way off the top 4. They were about 15 points off the top 4. Even further off league leaders, 34 points away from Arsenal. That's ridiculous for Liverpool. Let's take a look at Alex Teixeira though, see if he had a better year this time around. His value's gone down by £1 million. He had a 6.55 this year. What did they have last year? 6.6. Oh wow, so he actually had a lower average match rating this year. But let's just take a quick look at the stats. So he made 17 appearances in total, that being starts, 11 substitute appearances, scoring 1 goal, getting 1 assist like last year. Picked up 3 yellow cards this year, and yet again it's just pretty disappointing stuff. Even his passing accuracy is very low. He's dribbling like once a match. He's fouling quite a lot considering the amount of games he's playing. He's fouling more people than he's actually doing dribbles during a match. That's when you know you're not like performing very well. He was much better at Shakhtar, as you can see, like 17 goals and 22 appearances and so on. That's just league alone. And this guy, he really should be doing better, in fairness. He is a very talented player in real life, and this is what I mean by I think he'll do well at Liverpool if he does move to them, but this game obviously doesn't think so. As for his attributes, I think, yeah, they're kind of staying exactly the same, really. I think I can notice a few of them going down by like 1, but nothing too notable, really. Yeah, that's pretty much everything for him. If we just take a quick look at Liverpool on a whole, because he's clearly not impacting Liverpool. If we go to the tactics employed by Klopp, is it still Klopp actually? We'll take a look. It's actually not. If we go to history and managers, Jurgen Klopp actually left at the end of last season. Where is he now then? He's actually at Arsenal. Wow, so he actually won the league with Arsenal. Nice one, Jurgen, getting off from Liverpool to join rivals, but that's his decision. Let's just take a look at the, where was it, tactics there. So he was actually played in the last match. So obviously this isn't a true reflection of the full season because he didn't play every single match. Joe Allen still preferred. Oh my word, what is this manager doing? You've got Ward at right back. Who's Ward? Is it Joel Ward? Crystal Palace signing. Fair enough. Bogdan's in goal. Oh my word. I hope this team isn't like what he was using throughout the whole season. You've got Joe Allen in midfield, as I said. Markovic is on the wing. Balotelli's up front. I mean, that bench, even though there's only 7 players on there, or 6 or whatever, it's 7 players, they could probably beat this first team. Like, being honest, they could probably beat this first team. This first team is really poor. Emre Can, he probably deserves his place. Teixeira would have if it was a stronger team. But this looks like a second, like, strength team, you know, like a weakened team. If we take a look at Liverpool in the other competitions, so we'll take a look at the FA Cup and Capital One Cup first. So as for the Capital One Cup, they beat Leeds away in the 3rd round before crashing out at home to Nottingham Forest in the 4th round. But then they had a chance to get revenge against them and did so away from home this time, but it was in the FA Cup, beating them 1-0. Then they travelled to Swansea, who actually finished above them in the league, drawing 2-2 away, then beating them after extra time in the replay. Roberto Firmino getting the goal there. Teixeira is actually involved in that match, as you can see. He actually starts the match. They go away to Watford and they draw 0-0. Is Teixeira involved? No, he's not. Comes back to Anfield. He's not involved in this one either, but they do win 2-0. Lazar Markovic and Jordan Henderson, both penalty goals, actually, quite surprisingly. There's a bit of a theme going on here. They get a team, they'll draw with them away, and then well, I was going to say they'll beat them at home, but they don't beat Manchester City at home. Firstly, though, they do go to the Etihad. Roberto Firmino getting the goal for Liverpool. Cuadrado getting the goal for Manchester City. Replay goes back to Anfield, and they just get thumped. Joel Ward getting the goal. Teixeira actually picks up an injury, which is quite interesting. Maybe he's had quite a lengthy injury. We'll just take a quick look at that in a moment. But City getting 4 goals. Samri Nasri, Raheem Sterling, hate him. John Stones of Everton right now, but he's at Manchester City in the game. And Sergio Aguero rounding it up. Beating Liverpool 4-1 and knocking them out in the 6th round of the FA Cup. But let's just actually investigate that Alex Teixeira thing that I've just seen there injury-wise. So it's only 7 and 3 weeks, and that's over 2 seasons. So, you know, 10 weeks out in pretty much like 52 weeks a year. Twice 100 weeks, 10 weeks, it's only 10%. He should be playing more than he is. If we just take a quick look at the Europa League, if they were even in it, I'm not too sure if they were. They were, okay. Group stages, they won every single match, but you'd expect them to with that group. Galatasaray being the only real threat. Celta Vigo also in there. Then I'm not too sure on the third team. They beat Olympiacos 3-1 in the first knockout round. Getting Napoli, that's a very tough match. They go away from home, and yet again Teixeira not even involved. 2-1 away from home. Balotelli actually scoring, then it comes back to Anfield, and wow, Jesus, 1-1. Balotelli gets sent off. Coutinho scores, but then he also gets sent off. Teixeira once again not even involved. Hamsik getting the goal for them, and obviously they win 3-2 on aggregate and knock Liverpool out at the second knockout round. Let's jump one more year into the future, into Teixeira's final year at Liverpool. If he's even still here, he's probably been sold. That's one thing I want to quickly check. Is he actually up for sale still? He is. He's still listed, so he may not even be there next year. But let's just take one more look into the future and see how Alex Teixeira rounds up this 3 years at Liverpool. Okay, so we are in Alex Teixeira's final year at Liverpool. If we take a look at the Premier League, they do actually do better this year. Still not getting into that top 4, but Swansea obviously dropping right off this year. Tottenham also dropping out of the top 4. Liverpool finishing 5th on 70 points, only 4 points away from Chelsea, who were in 4th. 20 points away from Arsenal, who win the league yet again. Do they have Jurgen Klopp? Yes, they do. Klopp's obviously doing very well there. I wish it was at Liverpool. But as I said before, this game is kind of predicting some weird stuff already. Let's just take a look at Teixeira. Hopefully he's still here. He is, right. His value has dropped significantly. He was worth 20 million last year, so a 4.75 million pound drop. He's 28 years of age now, and again, his attributes are still kind of the same. I'm looking at them and they really don't seem much different, but obviously I can't visualize them all completely, but to me they do not look changed at all. If we take a look at his history, just one thing I want to point out actually, he was still transfer listed then, and oh my word. Wow. Okay, has he been injured? Has he been injured? Because no, a 6-day, wow, what's going on? Teixeira this season did not play a single league game for Liverpool. He made 5 cup appearances. He actually scored in the cup and he got a yellow card. 6.4 average match rating. Non-competitive. He's played 17 games and 1 substitute appearance, which tells me he's been playing for the under-21s because that goes down as a non-competitive. He scored 7 goals, 2 assists, 2 player of the matches, 6.79 average match rating. So Teixeira, for me, if I'm reading into that right, has been dropped to the Liverpool under-21 team, which is absolutely crazy. He doesn't even make a single league or continental appearance. Actually, I don't think Liverpool will be in continental football this year, but he doesn't even make a league appearance this season. No wonder his price has dropped. That's crazy. So how many appearances he actually made in his time at Liverpool in the league? How many starts? So 6. He's made 12 starts in the league over 3 seasons. If Liverpool do sign this guy, I really hope this isn't a true reflection of how it's going to be. I'm quite sure he'll probably get sold after the end of this season, because that's really disappointing. This guy, in real life, he's wanting to join Liverpool to try and force a move through, so he can actually get into the Brazil team for the tournament coming up at the end of the year. But if he goes about it this way, he'll never be considered for Brazil ever again. Let's just take a look at how Liverpool do in the Cup. I can't really say much else than that. Where am I going? I'm going to schedule. And yep, it is this season. I don't know why I was going to change that. Okay, so Cup-wise, they go out with the third round of the Capital One Cup to Crystal Palace. I can't actually see if he was playing in that game. FA Cup-wise, he actually plays against West Ham as they win 2-1 away from home. As you can see down here, 6.4 average match rating. Sunderland, he also plays, again a 6.4 average match rating. Middlesbrough, he also plays, and he actually gets a goal against Middlesbrough. Southampton, he plays as well, 6.1, and in the semi-finals, he doesn't play. That says everything to me. He is literally just being used as like a third, fourth, fifth choice player here, which is really disappointing because that's not what they were signing him for. We just take a look at the team that Liverpool have been fielding. So Balotelli again starting up front. Jose Callejon, Markovic, Coutinho, Roberto Firmino. Who's this guy? I can't say his name. I know who he is. He used to be at Ajax, but can't say his name. Laporte, Sacco, Klein, Ward, Mignolet. So he's kind of being a bit more tactical about it this season, the manager, but you know, it's really disappointing. Actually, Besic has signed from... Okay, that's fair enough. I thought if he signed straight from Everton, that's a bit of a weird transfer, but he went to AC Milan, then came to Liverpool. So obviously, former Everton player. Going a bit off track there. But in my opinion, Alex Teixeira's time at Liverpool and Football Manager has really been disappointing. I can't even see any positives in it, to be fair. But that has been Alex Teixeira's 3 years at Liverpool. Very disappointing in my opinion, 28 years of age, and he only makes 12 appearances, was it? 12 starts in 3 years' time. He'll be disappointed with that. In my opinion though, if he does sign for Liverpool, and I want your guys' opinion on this as well, I think he'll do well. He does look like a very talented player. So do let me know in the comments below if you think he will. If you want me to continue with these series, do let me know. Drop a like on the video, it helps me out so much. Subscribe to the channel is always much appreciated, guys. Until next time, goodbye.